Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series on British history or the history of England. We were discussing the early settlers of England in short, and in the previous class we discussed the Celts, the Roman Britain, and with today's lecture we will cover the Anglo-Saxon settlements in Britain. So before that, let's go through the short note of the early settlers of England based on the time periods. So first of all, the Stone Age period around 6000 BC, then the Bronze Age period 2200 BC to 750 BC, then the Iron Age 750 BC to 43 BC, then a late pre-Roman Iron Age from 43 BC to 43 AD. Then the Roman Britain 43 AD to 410 AD. And next, the Anglo-Saxon or the Old English period 450 AD to 1066 AD. The Anglo-Saxons or the Old English period 450 AD to 1066 AD. So remember, the Anglo-Saxons or the Old English period lasting from 450 AD to 1066 AD. From AD 450, Britain was under the control of the Anglo-Saxons. From 450 AD, Britain was under the control of the Anglo-Saxons. They migrated to Britain from northern Germany. So the Anglo-Saxons migrated to Britain from northern Germany. There were three tribes, namely the Angles, Saxons, and the Jutes. There were three tribes, namely the Angles, Saxons, and the Jutes. They were great warriors and worshipped the gods of Norse mythology. The Anglo-Saxons were great warriors and they worshipped the gods of Norse mythology. That means German mythology. Climate change had an influence on the movement of the Anglo-Saxon invaders to Britain. Climate change had an influence on the movement of the Anglo-Saxon invaders to Britain. These people were looking for a land to settle in that was not so likely to flood. So the Anglo-Saxon people were looking for a place to settle in where they wouldn't have to face flood. The Anglo-Saxons, after coming to Britain, formed 7 kingdoms known as the Anglo-Saxon Heptaki. The Anglo-Saxons formed 7 kingdoms known as the Anglo-Saxon Heptaki. Heptaki is a Greek word which means rule of 7. Heptaki is a Greek word and the meaning rule of 7. The 7 kingdoms were Kent, Essex, Sussex, Wessex, East Anglia, Mercia, and Northumbria. So remember the 7 kingdoms of the Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxon Heptaki: Kent, Essex, Sussex, Wessex, East Anglia, Mercia, and Northumbria. The English language is derived from the Anglo-Saxon language. The English language is derived from the Anglo-Saxon language. The society was divided into four classes, like earls, they were the noblemen, then ceorls, they were the free man owning land, then leets, they were free men having no land, and then the fourth one, that is the owas. Owas were slaves. So remember, four divisions. The society was divided into four classes. First of all, earls means nobleman, ceorls means free man on the land, then leets means free man having no land, then owas means slaves. The Anglo-Saxons were fond of stories. They collected the stories, and the most famous of these is Beowulf. The Anglo-Saxons were fond of stories. The most famous of these stories is Beowulf. Beowulf is a collection of pagan tales and historical events containing more than 3,000 lines. So remember, Beowulf is a collection of pagan tales and historical events containing more than 3,000 lines. The first English poet known by name was Caedmon. The first native English poet known by name was Caedmon. Another poet of Anglo-Saxon times was Cynewulf. Another poet of the Anglo-Saxon time was Cynewulf. We see a fusion of paganism and Christianity in their poetry. So in the Anglo-Saxon poetry, we can see a fusion of paganism and Christianity. So that's all about the Anglo-Saxons in Britain, or the Anglo-Saxon invasion of England. So in the next class, we will meet again with the next topic.